Saint Leonard of Noblac is a famous Christian saint in Europe, remembered as the patron saint of prisoners, laborers, and freedom seekers. Here is the story of his life. The life and service of Saint Leonard. Saint Leonard was born around the 6th century in Gaul, now France, into a noble family of the Merovingian court. He was baptized and educated by Saint Remigius, Archbishop of Reims, who played an important role in introducing Christianity to the Franks. From a young age, Leonard showed great kindness and service. He refused worldly honors and power despite being granted many privileges by King Clovis I, the first Christian king of the Franks. Leonard did not want to become a lord, but instead chose to live a humble life, dedicated to serving God and helping those in need. Mission to prisoners. One of the great missions of Saint Leonard was the liberation of prisoners. Leonard often visited prisons, bringing comfort and hope to those in prison. With great faith and compassion, he prayed for their freedom. It is said that many prisoners were released through his intercession. Leonard was also granted amnesty by King Clovis I for prisoners he felt were worthy. Leonard's generosity and concrete actions made him a symbol of hope for all those in bondage. Hermitage and monasticism. After many years of service to the royal court, Leonard felt called to live a hermit's life in order to be closer to God. He withdrew to a forest at Noblac, now Saint Leonard de Noblat, France, and lived a life of prayer and asceticism. There, Leonard continued to minister to the suffering, especially freed prisoners, helping them to reintegrate into society. He also founded a monastery, which became a center for pilgrims, released prisoners, and those seeking healing of body and soul. Death and legacy. Saint Leonard died around 559. After his death, Leonard's reputation spread throughout Europe. Many miracles were attributed to his intercession. Leonard's tomb at Noblac quickly became a popular pilgrimage site. Leonard is revered as the patron saint of prisoners, slaves, and hard laborers. His symbol is often associated with shackles or chains, symbolizing liberation and freedom. Prayer to Saint Leonard. Christians often pray to Saint Leonard for help in difficult situations, especially when they are bound both physically and mentally. His legacy reminds people of his compassion, sacrifice, and unwavering faith in the power of God. The spread of devotion to Saint Leonard. After his death, his devotion spread throughout Europe. During the Middle Ages, many pilgrims visited his tomb at Noblac to pray for protection and healing. He was known not only as the patron saint of prisoners, but also as the protector of mothers and newborns. Women who had difficulty giving birth often prayed to him for help, and many believed that they had received miracles through his intercession. Saint Leonard in culture and history. Saint Leonard has been named after many churches, monasteries, and places throughout Europe, especially in France, Germany, and England. The town of Saint Leonard de Noblat in France still retains many historical monuments associated with him, including the town's main church, built in honor of Saint Leonard, which is now a UNESCO World Heritage Site. He also became a popular figure in medieval Christian art. Paintings and statues of him often depict him with chains, keys, or an open prison, symbolizing the freedom he brought. In hymns and folklore, he is hailed as the Liberator, a man who always stood up for the weak and oppressed. Miracles associated with Saint Leonard. During his life and after his death, Saint Leonard is said to have performed many miracles. Some notable stories include the miracle of the release of a prisoner imprisoned in a fortified fortress prayed to Saint Leonard for help. According to legend, his chains suddenly broke, and the prison door opened, allowing him to escape, healing the sick. Many pilgrims to his tomb have reported being cured of serious illnesses after praying to him. Protection of mothers. A young woman who was in danger of giving birth called upon Saint Leonard. Immediately, her pain was relieved, and she gave birth safely. An invitation from the life of Saint Leonard. The life of Saint Leonard sends a message of sacrifice and charity to everyone. He is a model for those who want to live a life of service to God and people, especially those who are suffering and abandoned by society. Through his actions and faith, Saint Leonard demonstrated that without power or high status, one can still bring great change to the world if they live for love and justice. Today, Saint Leonard continues to be remembered on November 6th every year, an occasion for believers to reflect on their lives, pray for freedom of body and spirit, and to commit more to the less fortunate in society. He is a living symbol of the compassion and unconditional love that God desires for people to give to one another. Saint Leonard and the symbol of freedom. The life and legacy of Saint Leonard are not only associated with miracles and religious devotion, but also as a powerful symbol of freedom, both physical and spiritual. The chains depicted in art not only speak of the physical liberation of prisoners, but also symbolize freedom from the bonds of sin, fear, and injustice that each person may face in life. The significance of Saint Leonard in the life of faith. Saint Leonard reminds believers that freedom is not only freedom from external shackles, but also an inner freedom, which comes from living in accordance with God's will. He is an example for those who seek to find peace in service and humility. His life encourages everyone to live for others, dedicate your time and energy to helping those in need, as he did for prisoners and those who are outcasts of society. Finding meaning in simplicity, Leonard renounced fame and power to live a humble life, focused on prayer and connecting with God. Trust in God's power. The miracles associated with him emphasize that faith can bring hope and change in seemingly impossible situations. Saint Leonard in the modern world. Although he lived centuries ago, Saint Leonard's example is still deeply relevant today. His values, such as compassion, humility, and liberation, are still needed in modern society. Many charities, prisons, and religious communities take inspiration from him, working tirelessly to bring hope to those who are neglected or who suffer injustice. A call to everyone. Saint Leonard's story is a reminder that anyone, no matter what their circumstances, can be a source of light and hope for others. He invites each of us to look around, recognize those in need, and respond with love, as he did. He also encourages everyone to put their trust in God in every situation, whether facing imprisonment or spiritual trials. True freedom comes from trusting and clinging to God, as Saint Leonard exemplified. Conclusion. Saint Leonard, symbol of liberation. Saint Leonard is not just a saint of the Middle Ages, but a living image of liberation and charity that transcends time. His life inspires all who seek freedom and hope in the most difficult circumstances. He remains a witness to the power of compassion and faith, a reminder that everyone can be God's instrument to bring freedom and new life to the world. In prayer, the faithful continue to turn to him as a friend, a protector, and a powerful saint. Pilgrimage to Saint Leonard. The tradition of pilgrimage to the tomb of Saint Leonard at Saint Leonard de Noblat, France, has endured for centuries. The site is an important part of the famous Camino de Santiago, Way of St. James, pilgrimage route, attracting thousands of pilgrims from all over the world. Pilgrims pray not only for liberation from material shackles, but also for spiritual purification, consolation, and new direction in life. Saint Leonard, a living example for Christian communities. Christian communities today continue the spirit of Saint Leonard by serving vulnerable groups in society. Many churches, charities, and correctional facilities named after him focus on prisoner support, providing educational programs, reintegration into society, and pastoral care for prisoners, helping them find meaning in their lives after incarceration. Protecting human rights, speaking up for freedom and justice for those who are oppressed, unjustly treated, or deprived of their basic human rights. Caring for the poor and homeless, serving those who have no voice in society. Providing food, shelter, and spiritual support. This spirit is a testament to how Saint Leonard's legacy is alive and continues to have a positive impact in the modern world. Lessons from Saint Leonard for today. Spiritual freedom is the most important thing, while physical freedom is a precious gift. Saint Leonard emphasizes that true freedom comes from the liberation of the soul from sin and fear. This invites each person to reflect on the invisible chains they may be facing, such as anxiety, selfishness, or hatred, and seek healing from God. Helping the vulnerable. In today's challenging world, Saint Leonard's actions remind us not to forget those in need, no matter who they are, from the poor to the outcasts of society. Living humbly and simply, Saint Leonard rejected power and fame in favor of a life of humility. Focused on prayer and service, he is an example for those who are tired of the hustle and bustle of life. Finding peace in simplicity and authenticity. A lasting legacy. Saint Leonard is an enduring symbol of charity, liberation and unwavering faith in God. His legacy continues to inspire generations to come, encouraging people to live lives of love, forgiveness and hope. Today, when people pray to Saint Leonard, they are not only seeking miracles or protection, but also committing to live in his spirit, a spirit of liberation and unconditional service. This not only brings blessings to themselves, but also contributes to making the world more just and humane. Saint Leonard, a life that continues to inspire. Through the stories of Saint Leonard's life and legacy, one thing is clear: he is not just a medieval saint, but a symbol of timeless values. His lessons and actions still have powerful meaning in modern life, reminding us that freedom is not just physical. True freedom comes from freeing the soul from all constraints, such as fear, greed, or hatred. Saint Leonard is a living example of finding inner liberation through faith and compassion. The power of kindness. Even if you are not a powerful or wealthy person, you can still make a difference through small but sincere actions. Like Saint Leonard, each person's kindness can spread and transform the lives of others. Saint Leonard and the journey to perfection. Saint Leonard calls every Christian to embark on a journey of spiritual and social perfection. He teaches that helping others is not only a duty but also a way to grow closer to God. He also reminds us that humility and compassion can bring more value than any wealth or power. Through his life, we are encouraged to live more meaningfully, not only for ourselves but also for the community around us. Conclusion and invitation. When looking at the life of Saint Leonard, everyone can find inspiration to live a life of love and service. Praying with him is a reminder that, no matter what difficulties or challenges we face, we can always find hope and freedom in God. He invites us to live in a spirit of liberation, to constantly seek justice and bring light to places that are still dark. With faith and love, like Saint Leonard, each person can become an instrument of God to do extraordinary things in his or her life. Devotion to Saint Leonard, a torch that shines forever. Saint Leonard is not only a saint of the past but also a living symbol of the faith today. Stories of his life continue to be told, and devotion to him remains strong. Around the world, churches, shrines, and communities bearing his name are places where people come to pray, seek healing, and long for a future free from all shackles, both physical and spiritual. Saint Leonard's Feast Day, what it means today. Every November 6th, the Feast of Saint Leonard is not only an occasion to remember him, but also an opportunity for believers to reflect on the meaning of freedom and responsibility. It is an opportunity for each of us to give thanks to God. Thank God for giving the Church such a shining example of charity and humility. Pray for deliverance, for those who feel bound by hardship, sin, or pain. The Feast of Saint Leonard is a time to ask his intercession and freedom. Commitment to helping others. Saint Leonard invites believers not only to pray but also to act, helping those who need to be freed from injustice, poverty, and marginalization. Saint Leonard in the community today. Many communities around the world have drawn inspiration from Saint Leonard to organize charitable activities. Prison and correctional facilities. Many Christian organizations carry out pastoral ministry in prisons, bringing hope and opportunities for change to inmates. In the spirit of Saint Leonard, supporting refugees, his spirit of liberation is applied in efforts to help refugees who have left their homelands in search of freedom. Caring for the poor and the weak, his charitable programs for the homeless, the poor, and the sick still bear the imprint of his spirit, reviving his teachings of love and compassion. A last lesson from Saint Leonard. Saint Leonard left a great lesson for the world. Every person has the ability to become an instrument of God to bring freedom, hope, and new life to others. He did not possess physical strength, but he had faith and unconditional love, and that worked miracles. Today, he continues to invite everyone, regardless of status or circumstance, to live a life of charity, humility, and compassion. The true freedom he sought was not something that was reserved for just one person, but a gift that everyone deserves. A final prayer for him might be, Saint Leonard, pray for us to God that we may live lives of love and service. Free us from the shackles of sin and fear, and grant us freedom of heart. Through your intercession, bring light and hope to those who are suffering. Amen. In this spirit, Saint Leonard's legacy will live on, inspiring future generations. The spiritual legacy of Saint Leonard. The legacy of Saint Leonard extends beyond the miracles and devotion he inspired, to the values he left behind for humanity. Freedom is a fundamental right. Saint Leonard emphasized that everyone, regardless of status, circumstance, or fault, deserves the opportunity to live in freedom and dignity. That freedom is not limited to freedom from physical shackles but also spiritual freedom, freedom from sin and inner constraints. Service is joy. Through his dedication to serving the poor and oppressed, Saint Leonard taught that sacrifice is not a burden but a joy in sharing. Giving up what you have to help others is the way to find true peace and contentment. Hope never dies. Even in the darkest of circumstances, Leonard demonstrated that hope can light up life. He helped thousands of people realize that God was always there, ready to guide and liberate them. Saint Leonard and modern spirituality. Today's world presents many new challenges: social injustice, war, poverty, and spiritual crises. But the spirit of Saint Leonard still offers a timeless answer. Rescue the abandoned. Charities, churches, and communities continue to draw inspiration from him to support the vulnerable. From rehab camps to refugee camps to nursing homes, his spirit is present in every act of love. Building justice and peace, his teachings encourage people to be agents of justice and reconciliation. No matter what their field of work. Healing the soul. Many people pray to Saint Leonard to overcome spiritual crises and find inner peace through the example of his profound prayer life. Conclusion: living the spirit of Saint Leonard. Saint Leonard's life is a living testament that everyone can be a light in their world. He reminds us of the value of putting others first, living with compassion, and trusting in the power of God's love. Whoever you are, a prisoner looking for a second chance, a mother worried about her child's future, or simply someone who has lost their way, Saint Leonard has a message for you. Freedom and hope can always be found in God and in loving service. Let Saint Leonard's life inspire you to take steps to be an instrument of peace and hope in the world. He is a reminder that even in darkness, light is always waiting for us to find it.